Okay, Raja Yoga. 18, page number 18. What you are doing right now is yoga. Then, what is the difference between this Raja Yoga and Hatha Yoga? You might have heard the word Hatha Yoga. Hatha is much more advanced in asana and pranayama. And the other yoga, it's called Raja Yoga, is for an integration of the total person. So, Raja Yoga, here the term given by Swami Vivekananda. Have you heard Swami Vivekananda? Is one of the great saints of India, and he went to America in, I think, in 18 somewhere at that time, and attended one of the world organization meeting. And after that, at that time British was ruling here India, and after that the spirituality and yoga, everything was very much appreciated in the America and in West, all those countries. So in fact, he is the first person who brought this Indian spirituality or Hinduism to the Western world. So he gave that name Raja Yoga. So that's what we are going through this 8 limbs of yoga. Originally, the name of this Raja Yoga is called Patanjali Yoga. Patanjali. Patanjali is the author of this yoga. Patanjali wrote a text. The name of the text is Yoga Sutra. Yoga Sutra. Still, that is thousands of years back. Still, that book is available, and here is this. This is the book. This with the English commentary. So book is small, but with all this English commentary. So that's called Yoga Sutras. A sutra means a style of writing. A sutra is, in English it is said aphorism. Aphorism means something briefly said, but it should be complete. There should not be any doubt in that. There should not be antiquity there. And it should be meaningful, and it should not be said earlier. So anything repeat after it is cannot be considered as a sutra text. So it should be new, it should contain something meaningful, and it should be brief, and there should be clarity, everything put together. So he introduced what is yoga in his first sutra. So each line is called sutra. It's a line. In Veda, it is called mantra. 4 lines are there for a mantra, or 2 lines, or a paragraph like that. So the what is written there is known as mantras. In other epics, they are all, most of them are in verses. So 4-line verses or 2-line verses, like that, verses. So Bhagavad Gita is written in verses. Have you heard Bhagavad Gita? No. The name? Yeah. You heard the name, but how it is pronounced, how it is, the original Gita? Dharma kshetre kurukshetre Samaveta Mamakaः Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanchaya Sanchaya Uvacha Drishta tu Pandavanikam. Like that it goes. Lines after lines. So this is written in one style, this verses. But here, this text is written in sutra form. You know already what is sutra, right? You know sutra? Yeah, brief writings, like jottings, not a paragraph, one line, or maybe 1.5 line, or maybe a one word, like that. And the first sutra gives the definition of yoga. What is yoga? Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. That's the definition. So it's all Sanskrit language, no? It's the best thing the humanity had is Sanskrit language. Because Sanskrit language is, the depth of the Sanskrit language is immense. It is unbelievable. So you can bring so many meanings in one sentence. So like that. And the word is not just dropping from nowhere. The word comes, each word comes from a root. A root means it is like a verbal root in English, like going and went, all these from to go, right? So that is called a root, verbal root. Same way, in Sanskrit also, each word comes from a root. So root has a meaning, and then suffixes are added and prefixes are added. Then the compounds are made. Compounds means two or more words put together, they made compounds. So like that, you can have any number of words and phrases, and the entire thing will change from one word to another word when they add some prefixes or suffixes. Like that it goes on. So it's very rich in grammar and meaning, and in hidden meaning. And here, yoga, the term yoga comes from a root. That root is yug. Yuj. Yuj is the root. So from that the word came, yoga. Yoga means to join. So something joined with another thing, then it is called yoga in usual terms. Yoga. So you can have you can have anything to come together. Then there is a yoga, a connection between two. But the meaning yoga does not limit to that joining or union itself. So here, in this text, in this Yoga Sutra text, Patanjali Rishi, his author's name is Patanjali. Can you repeat after me? Have you heard that? Yeah, Patanjali. No? Patanjali. Patanjali is called a Rishi. In olden time, those people, those teachers who wrote this text and who knows this mantra, etc., they are all called rishis. Rishi, 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 yes, rishi, rishi. Rishi means the one who knows, the knower, rishi, and the one who goes. The two meanings are there, one who knows and one who goes. Rishi means knows, the one who knows. And also goes. Both meaning are there. Continuously one who goes. No? So the one who does not stick in one place, stick in anything. So he is not attached, unattached person. So these are the meaning we derived one by one. And one who knows everything. Everything means the two, only three things are there. So you can put everything in these three: the individual I, the world, and the unknown, God. That's all. You and the world, two things, and the God, three things together. So the one who knows all those things is called Rishi. So every teacher at that time is called a Rishi because he knows the truth, reality. So here Rishi, Patanjali Maharshi. And Rishi sometimes he is called Maharshi also. Maharshi means the bigger, big Rishi. Maharshi, big Rishi, great Rishi, not big, great Rishi. Yoga. What is yoga? Chitta vritti nirodha. Nirodha means prevention, stilling. This kinds of meaning is there. So chitta means mind. Vritti means modification, fluctuation. Nirodha means stopping, stilling, suspending, preventing. So all kinds of meanings are there. So just say stopping or stilling. Usually the word is used still, stilled mind, stopped mind, unmoving mind, non-thinking mind, suspended mind. That's called yoga. Then what is suspended? What is stilled? Mind. So what type of mind it is? It is the modified form of mind or modifications. So mind means generally the moment you see the mind, you see that mind is a flow. It's a continuous flow in the form of thoughts or emotions, pain and pleasure, or something or other thing is always there in your consciousness. So you are aware of something happening in you. You may be thinking something, or you may be remembering something, or you may be talking to someone. If there is nothing, then what will be the condition of the mind? Mind is not moving. Mind is there, even that mind is not known to you at that time. Because the peculiarity of our mind is that when it thinks, then only we know, we say, or when it get affected, then only we say that my mind is agitated, affected, or worried, or happy, etc. If there is nothing, you won't even recognize there is a mind. It is like if you don't see eyes, if you don't see things, you don't recognize the presence of eyes. If you don't hear sound, you don't recognize the presence of your ear. How do you know that there is a capacity to hear? Because if you hear, then only you know that the capacity is there. Otherwise, there is no chance of knowing that you have the capacity to hear. Even if it is your own eyes or ears, but when the hearing takes place, then you know that, oh my God, I have ears. When seeing takes place, then you say, oh my God, I have eyes. So same way, when the emotions comes, when the knowledge takes place, then the thoughts arises, then only you know that you have a mind. And in deep sleep, you don't think anything, you don't know anything, you don't remember anything, you don't experience anything. Do you have a mind there? Do you have a mind then? No mind. So no experience, no mind. No knowing, no mind. No thinking, no mind. So every person knows the absence of their mind in their deep sleep. So uh, not the absence of the mind is not an unexperienced experience, unexperienced thing. No. So therefore, bring that the absence of the mind. Consciously, can you do it?
No.
But you can try it in the form of yoga. So usually people don't know how to do it. Then a method is given to consciously suspend the mind, suspend the fluctuations of the mind. You say it is modification. So mind as it is does not have does not have anything in it. So once it is modified with loaded words. So when words are loaded, then you make a sentence in your mind. Oh, I will go there. You are thinking, I will go there. So I is a loaded word in your mind. Will again go again there. All these words from the memory, it's a collection of words. You collect that words from your memory and bring that words in your mind and modify that mind in the form of a sentence. And then it's all happened in your mind, and then you recognize the meaning of that. And the meaning is that you will go there. If you don't recognize the meaning of that, then you search Google or go for a dictionary to see what the meaning is. Most of the time we go for we have the words in our mind and not able to connect with the other words, then we go for searching the meaning. So that time what happened to the mind is called fluctuation. That is called modification. So we know always while awakened the modified form of mind or fluctuated form of the mind. But usually knowing is simple, even thinking is simple. But when you remember a hurt, an emotional hurt, a pain, at that time, no thinking is possible, but your mind is fluctuated in such a way that it strong, it is in total chaos. It made you in such a way that you cannot eat anything, you cannot sleep, or you cannot walk, or you cannot talk, you cannot see another person, in such a way that you lost yourself because of the type of the mind you had at the time. Do you agree that? Yeah. It's not a big thing. It is how our life is. Just one word is good enough to ruin the whole day. Just one enough. Or it didn't look at you. That's enough. What is what went wrong? You start thinking, why it happened to me? You start thinking that what you heard might be just a single word, or the issue is just you were not appreciated at the time, but for the for that single incident you continuously thinking hours after hours. When you cannot find a solution by yourself, then you call a friend, phone a friend, you meet a friend, you go for a dinner, you know, that will you expect that the music and the dance and the dinner will divert your attention. It will modify your mind in such a way that the troubled items will be removed from the new modified form of the mind. That's what you think. That's what your experience also. So every time what you do or what everyone does is the the acceptance of the changes. That way we are we are comfortable with our mind. So acceptance is there always for this change, for the trouble. So now we see that just knowing or seeing or remembering does not make any issues. But when their heart is there, the heart continuously comes back in our mind, and repeatedly that thought arises. Good thought may go easily away from our mind, but the thought which made you hurt will not go away easily. It continuously come back to you. It haunts you. It's a pathetic condition. So, in that way, when this kind of situation arises, what can one do? That's the question. So, what can they do? They have to practice yoga, the stopping of thoughts, the stillness of the mind. Modification of the mind is stopped. Hey, stop, mind. So, the mind will not stop. Mind say, oh no, you go, you mind your own thing. I don't care. I don't consider that your command will be accepted by me. The mind itself says that I am the Lord. Who are you to command me? So at that time we recognize that I cannot have a command on my mind. The mind does not listen to me anymore. I thought that my mind is under me, but in certain conditions I recognize that I don't want to think, but the mind thinks. And I am you used to say that I controlled my best, but I cannot control anymore. Then I shouted. So mind just not thinking alone, but made you to act also. That makes the problem. If you continues to think, you only suffer. When you act, you go and beat another person, or you go and shout to another person, or you say all some nasty words. It's possible. Or you make a false complaint also. Even if the person didn't say anything, you said these words said to me, these things did to me. Like that, you go and complain. So you want to do something. Once that is done, the mind says, oh, now I am happy. The mind is quieted. So what is the result? So mind made you to do things to quieten itself. Or some people go for drinks or something, so that they can remember, they can forget it. And some people start playing with the kids and forgetting everything. So some good when good things also comes, you start forgetting it. Like that. This is how it is. So how a yogi can do it? So yogi knowingly suspend his mind. So not at the time when the problem comes, but earlier when the mind is quiet and there is no problem, at that time you practice how to quieten the mind, how to stop the mind, how to stop the fluctuations of the mind. So, sutra means the text says, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga means stilling the fluctuation of the mind. So, what will happen then? Mind stopped. If mind stopped, when the same condition, when mind is not there at the deep sleep, what was there? What was there? Mind is not there, but you are sleeping. You are not aware of the condition of the mind. You are there, but you were not aware of the condition of the mind. But here now, when you are here and you stop the mind from the modification that is equal to the level, equal to the state of deep sleep, but you didn't sleep, you consciously made the mind to stop it, then what is your condition? You alone, you as a witness or a knower, very much present there. Consciousness, consciously watching the stilled mind. So you will be staying in your true nature, which is consciousness. That is the second line in the text. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Tada, then, drashtuhu, of the seer, swarupe, the real nature. So at that time, the person sits in his true form. Tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. Avasthanam means sitting. So at that time, person sits in his true form. That is consciousness. So we already knew that our true form is what? Consciousness. So when the mind is working, you recognize yourself as a, you don't even recognize anything about you. You are always going after that what mind brings. So looking this and that and looking this and that in the mind also. Here's something or other thing. So if there is nothing to read or write or talk or think, then you say that, oh, I'm getting bored. So you cannot be alone with yourself. That's it. You cannot be alone with yourself means what? Do you love yourself? The most loved thing in the world is one loves oneself is the most the ultimate truth in this world. Everything else is loved for oneself. See, a person loves his mother for not for the sake of mother, but for his sake. A child loves his mother for the sake of for himself, not for the mother. A husband loves his wife for whom? Not for the sake of wife, but for himself. He is happy in the presence of his wife. That's why he loves his wife. If he is not happy with his wife, what he wants to do? Do you think that he loves his wife?
Sometimes.
But you expect that you can bring back the love and affection of the other person to you again. So there is a hope is there. See, and that hope is also included. You love yourself. You love the happy self of you. You love yourself means what? You love to see yourself as a happy person. So whenever, whoever breaks that thought, that person is no more your loved one. So here in the Veda itself says, in one of the portion of the Veda says that husband loves his wife for his sake, not for her sake. And the wife loves her husband for herself, not for himself, not for his self. not for himself, not for the husband. So it is how it is. You love a text, you love you love to read a book. Simple example. Is it for yourself or the sake of the book? It's not for the book. The book does not need your love. You love to read this book means that books makes you happy. That books makes you elated. That books makes you something bigger than you. Right now, you think that it brings a little bit expansion in your mind. So you love to be expanded. So you love to be expanded in the presence of other person. You don't want to be shrinked. So anything that makes you shrink, you don't love it. You don't like it. Anything makes you expand. So in his presence, I am bloomed. Say, used to say that, or her in her presence, I am something more than I can bring all my abilities in his presence or in her presence. So at that time, I am expanded. So I love to be expanded. I don't like to be shrinked. So you love something which makes you expand, makes you big, makes you happy. So finally, the question is, whom do you love really? Everyone loves himself or herself first. After that, loves the other person. That's why you eat. You love yourself, therefore you eat. You don't want that body in trouble. You don't want mind to be in trouble. So you read, so the mind will not get agitated. You walk, so the body will not get agitated, disturbed. So this is how a person is. So knowing all this fact, you come to know the reality is that you can control your mind and be happy also. So how to control your mind? Learn the yoga. So that's these two sutras. Yogas chittavritti nirodhaha. First sutra. First sutra is Atha Yoga Anuशासनम. I'm going to tell the yoga. Second sutra is stilling the mind is yoga. Third sutra is then seer will stay in his true nature. You understand this? Is it logic? Is there? It's not logical? It's okay? Accepted? Okay. Then the question is, I like to do it. What shall I do? Yeah, then says that, then we come to the text. This is the introduction for coming to the text. So then there are 8 limbs of Patanjali yoga. So you have to practice to be a yogi. You have to practice this 8. So yoga is a body. Consider that yoga is a body. So there are 8 parts, 8 limbs, like leg and legs and hands and head and ears. These are limbs. Like that, this yoga has these 8 limbs. So one limb means it's not complete yoga. So you have to have these 8 limbs to be a complete yogi. No, otherwise what? Some limbs are missing. Some limbs are missing. So what are these 8 limbs? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Once again. Yama, Samadhi. Eighth one is Samadhi. Eighth one is Samadhi. You already heard Samadhi. I think more Samadhi, the term used everywhere. So you know it Samadhi. What is Samadhi? And that Samadhi is not the end. What is the end? Yoga is the end. So yoga is the whole body, samadhi is one limb. So that is why 8 limbs are given. 8 limbs are given means including the samadhi, from yama to samadhi, all limbs together is called yoga. So practicing yogi, I am a practicing yogi means I should have these 8 things. Yeah, 8 things. And what is this yama? Yama and niyama. These are called external things compared to the other thing, other asana, etc. Yama. Yama means ethical values. Yama means control. Ethical values. Here it is given, definition is given. This is the first limb of Patanjali Yoga, which is often referred to as the restraints. So control. So what are they? Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. 5 are there. And Niyama also 5. So 5 qualities you should have. That's called 5 yamas. And another 5, that's called niyama. So certain rules you have to follow. Certain values you hold in your life. So these values and rules makes your life comfortable. So here, suppose you beat another person. The other person, you just simply talking to another person, and all of a sudden you are agitated in such a way that you just beat the other person, and the other one is weak, so he cried and went away. Do you think that is going to end the story? He will bring his people, and then you have to run, you know. Or he will go to the police station. He will bring the police to you. So then you have to find an advocate for you to get help, and they may arrest you, and then you have to explain what happened. All those things are there. So your action does not stop there itself, but it can make you more worried or put you in more trouble if you don't act properly. So therefore, you have to control yourself in speech and in action and in thoughts also. So that's why values are important. So what are these? What are these? The first one is called ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-harming other person. Non-violence is called ahimsa. Violence, you know violence, right? Violence. Violence, it is not just physical violence. It can be verbal, abuse. Violence means abuse also. And encroaching the freedom of other person, destroying the culture of other person, destroying the tranquility, the calmness of his mind, of is also an encroachment. Any kind of encroachment. You shout, and that may be disturbing the other person. So the person is meditating, and you put your TV on high volume, and you already knew that the other person gets disturbed because of the sound, but you don't care. You say that I don't care, this is my house, and this is my TV, and this is my right to play the way I want to play the music. Do you think that's good? Yeah, the concern of the other person, concern, even if the person is weak, still you protect the other person. If if the other person is strong, you won't do it. So ahimsa comes towards the weak person. So if the strong person means you will be running, not you are not going to fight the other person, because you know already that the other person is a thug or a gunda, or a non no, lawbreaker, and he has some guns also in his left hand or right hand, always carrying guns and knives. Are you going to scrub yourself with that person? No, you will be running away. So when you shows this kinds of arrogance, to whom? Not to a strong person, but always to a weak person. So then you show this non-violence. Compassion. Non-violence means compassion. So you accept. Even the person he shows some irritation to you, so shows some kind of says some bad words to you, but you know that it is like a mother or a father watching his son or daughter doing something which is not good, but still accepting, shouting, okay, let her play, consider that's a play. So same way you also accept the other person. So that's why ahimsa is important. What's the word? Ahimsa. Non-violence. Ahimsa means non-violence. So Gandhiji, the father of the nation of India, no, you know Gandhiji, right? Gandhi always followed this ahimsa, non-violence. So that's why he becomes very famous. Ahimsa. It's very powerful. Sometimes, sometimes you have to get the help of others, get the help of law, get the help of God. Sometimes you can solve the problem by yourself. So always this ahimsa is better. Okay, ahimsa. But that does not prevent you from self-protection. So ahimsa should include self-protection also. If you want to protect yourself by beating another person, that consider that is also ahimsa. That's also important. You should not be ahimsa means I should not do anything harm to another person. So I will suffer. I will not do anything harm to other person is not a good idea. Do not allow the other person to harm you. That is also ahimsa, because ahimsa towards yourself. Why don't you remember that part? That himsa means harming. Harming towards you means it's also not good. So protect yourself is also ahimsa. And do not show violence to other person is also ahimsa. And which one is if the give priority to protect yourself. Always remember that your priority is to protect the weak. So you are right now, you are the weak and you protect yourself. Okay? Yeah. So that is ahimsa. The next one is satya. Satya means truth. So telling truth, unnecessary, don't don't tell lies. Unnecessary, Sometimes you have to tell the lies because to protect someone or to protect yourself or not to break a relationship. Sometimes it's little bit one or two lies is life saving, no? That means you should not. Oh, it is Satya I said, so I will tell exactly. Did you remember me? If the other person asks you, actually you didn't remember him or her, but you should not tell that. Oh, I was continuously thinking about you. Oh, then the other person will be happy. So you are saved yourself from trouble. Think about that. So that is the practical side of showing having values. So the next one is asteya, non-stealing. Asteya means non-stealing. Non-stealing means possessing. You already everyone likes to possess, and if someone has something and you know that that will not be that will not be able to get in a normal way, then you start to get that in a different way. So not going after that. That means law will be after you, and your name uh, will be in a bad situation. So that's why that will give you trouble in future. So that's why non stealing, that is called asteya. Asteya. So the first one is ahimsa, satya, asteya. Ahimsa, satya, asteya. Ahimsa, satya, asteya. Then is the brahmacharya, celibacy. So brahmacharya means it is the interest for learning. So celibacy here means before marriage, one is to dedicate his life for study. That was the original. And once you get married, you have to go for work. So once after marriage, if you don't work and depend on your parents, that's not good. No. So after marriage, you should be independent, and the study must be completed before marriage. So before marriage, you dedicated your life for study. That is called brahmacharya. That's why it is called celibacy. Celibacy means before marriage. So you complete this study. It's called brahmacharya. So that's why in India, means in this Hinduism and the tradition of the Hinduism, it is there are 4 stages. The first stage is studentship. That's called, that's the time this celibacy is practiced. Studentship means the teacher and student stays together. Stay together means the student is the property of the society. The responsibility of taking care of the student is done by the society. So society as a whole supports the institution where the student and teacher stay together. So no student lives in his home. So parents are once at the age of 6 or 7 or 8. I'm talking about in olden days, in thousands of years back. or hundreds of years back, pre-British rule, or pre there are so many invaders came into India before that. So the culture, many culture change happened. At that time, around about 7-year-old or 6-year-old, this boy or boys, girls are not usually sent to the institution. Boys were sent there, and after that, the society gives food to the institution or the things to the institution, and the students are considered the children of the society. And at the age of 25 or before 25, till then, or when he gets maturity, that time, then the teacher says that, yes, now you have studied enough, go and get married and do work. So teacher gives sanction. At that time only his parents come and take him away. At that time only parents come and give some money or whatever it is. Before that, even parents also, they do not come and give money, regular money. Oh, my child, he needs something special. No, it's all it's all looked after by the whole society. So that's why everyone belongs to the society, not belongs to someone or a house. Belongs to the society. So everybody's responsibility. Everyone is taken care by the whole society. So everyone will take care of any other person in distress. So at that time you can walk as a simple person without carrying anything. Any house will provide you accommodation and food and allow you to continue your life, continue your journey. So that's how it was. So up to the 25, you so studentship is there, and then up to the 50, you be a householder. Means have wife, have children, and children. Once the children is 7 or 8 year old, they will be sent to the Gurukula, and then he has to take care of the farming and all kinds of other things, work, whatever is there is done, and accumulate wealth, and the part of the wealth is given to these institutions, and all like that it continues. And then after 50, no, after 50, once that 50 is at the at the age of 50, then there is husband and wife decide that, okay, now our child is able to come back and take care of the work. Let us make him marry, find suitable bride and make him marry and make him a householder. So child comes back and he continues to be the householder. Once he becomes the householder, husband and wife decides to go away from the home and stays separately from them. How nice it is. and and then they start practicing yoga, etc. So at that time they can pray, they can start practicing prayer, yoga, etc. And then at the age of 75, husband and wife says that, okay, now it is to go alone. We all came this word alone, and now it is time to go alone. So at the age of 25, uh, a person is in joining with the another person. So at the age of 75, that separation is made. It is like a compulsory divorce. After that, they can be together, but legally, they are two independent persons. They can continue, but legally, they are two independent persons. So each person's aim is not to not to please the other person, not to listen or not to serve the other person, but to serve God, to find the truth of oneself. So working now, enough time to work for knowing the reality, finding the truth, and getting that merit. So whatever the desires they had can be all fulfilled. So independence is the ultimate aim of a person. It's not dependent. No one no one will be happy by depending another person. So independent. So in having that independent, declare independence, then also you can be with someone. Be independent and be with someone. How nice it is. View is all different. And that is brahmacharya. That because of this brahmacharya we came all this way. Brahmacharya and then aparigraha. Aparigraha means a lack of greed. Do not possess which is not wanted. Usually people continue to keep certain things which they don't want, but it is still there. They don't want to throw away, but it keeps there. That is called aparigraha. Then 5 niyama also. So yama and niyama. Niyama, shaucha. Shaucha means cleanliness. Shaucha. Olden days, it's all given. What are the things to do and what not to do. It is not it is not considered that, oh, you know already, so that I will not say. I need not say. So it is said, shaucha. Shaucha means cleanliness. Santosha. Santosha means contentment or happiness. So if you decide not to show a smiling face, it's your decision. So you can show a smiling face also. You don't need something to be happy. Just smile. No, it's possible to smile without a reason. Smile, yeah, smile. And then without a reason cry. You can mimic crying, but you cannot really cry. Eh? But you can smile naturally. No? So show a smiling face, a pleasant face. No need to show a smile to everyone. No, but you can have a pleasant life, pleasant face. No? It depends. So seeing your pleasant face or smiling face, the other person will be attracted to you. That can be a trouble also. So so be careful in that area also. Okay. So don't smile to everyone. So just I'm a practicing yogi. Don't do that. But can be a pleasant bicep. And then tapas. Tapas means austerity. Tapas means when you do practice yoga, it's a tapas. Asanas, tapas. Your commitment, that's tapas. So continuously studying, tapas. Austerity. Tapas means austerity. And swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means studying. Studying one's own Veda. It's called swadhyaya. Study. Then Ishwara Pranidhana. Ishwara means God. Pranidhana means worship. Worshipping God. How do you worship God? Just remember. That's it. So that's remembering is worshipping. So that's how. And we'll see the rest next day.